Hello, greetings and happy new year. So, in one of the Gorean forums I am a member of, this topic came up, and it's also been a topic that's been discussed in various Gorean forums I've been in over the years. I thought I would make a video about it, and it is whatever or not anyone has the right to judge whatever or not somebody else is Gorean. And I mean, we discussed this over at Color Me for quite some time ago. And a lot of people said, yeah, of course, it is very important that you have the support of your peers. And I said I didn't really agree with that because I felt that a very big part about being Gorean is being yourself, being true to yourself. And being so means that you will not always be what your peers agree with. So here's rather more my take on the things. I feel that you have a macroscopic and a microscopic way to view it. In a macroscopic way, nobody has the right to judge whether or not you are Gorean, because it's not like it's a protected title, and anybody can decide that this is something that fits for me. No matter if they have read the books, no matter what they have done, why they feel that this term fit them. And in and of itself, nobody has the right to say, no, you're not Gorean. You are not such and such and such and such, that I feel you have to be to qualify for that. In a macroscopic way, I mean, anybody can claim that name, and nobody really has the right to judge. On a microscopic level, however, everybody has the right to decide whether or not they will recognize somebody as their peers. Meaning that there are a lot of people who claim to be Gorean that I do not see as such. Just as I'm quite sure there's a lot of people who don't take my claim to be a Gorean free woman seriously, since I wear sometimes quite revealing clothing and like to wear chokers and are into BDSM. A lot of people will feel that that is completely unbecoming of a free woman. And as such, they either see me as somebody courting the color, not worthy of respect, or as somebody who has just not gotten the Gorean lifestyle, and as such don't see me as their peer as a Gorean. The same way, there's a lot of people who claim the name Gorean, but I don't see that way. For example, a certain somebody who has named his homestone La Cachira. That, I feel that he has completely and utterly misunderstood what the point of being Gorean is. But there are others also, people I meet in forums that either has gotten completely hung up on one little element of it, or they might be just BDSMers who has chosen a bit of a Gorean theme to it, or role plays and so on and so forth, that I am hesitant to recognize as Gorean lifestylers. And that means that I don't have the right to judge them in a macroscopic level, because really it's not, like I said, a protected name, and they have as much right as I do to claim that word. However, I, the person me, can decide that I do not recognize this person as my peer. It is a bit the same as with paganism, for example. There's a lot of the, ooh, but such and such is not that too pagan, and I hate it. And I feel that I don't have the right to decide you and you and you are not pagan and so on and so forth. I can, however, decide for myself that I in my definition of what such and such types of paganism is, what I do don't fit. And I think it's somewhat important to make that distinction, because when you just say, no, no, you're not Gorean per definition, universally, baboom, then that sort of becomes wrong. It's a judge, you sit in a judgment towards the people that you don't really have the right to do. However, to say that I don't recognize you as my peer, and it's a bit the same that if you are Gorean in a very different way than most people who chooses that lifestyle, nobody has the right to tell you that you are not Gorean, but everybody has the right to say they don't recognize you as their pair. And so yeah, no, I don't think that anybody has the right to judge whether or not somebody is Gorean, but I do think that everybody has the right to judge who they see as their pairs, because that's a thing that has to do with personal freedom. And now I do make one distinction from that, and that is slaves. I am a pretty relaxed person. I mean, I can't stand being called mistress. I cringe. But I allow it because it's tradition, and generally, unless it's a slave I know very, very well, I tend to not go in and say, please don't use that title, because they have generally been told to do so. And with those that I say, please use my name, it often creates problems for them, because others might not have seen me make that request. And then when they use my name instead, they look bad in their eyes, and so on and so forth. So yeah, but anyway, getting off topic here. One thing I do hate, however, is when slaves take it upon themselves to determine whether or not a free person is Gorean or not. Because basically, the core element of the Gorean lifestyle is freedom. It's the freedom to follow your own path. I mean, a lot of people quote Nietzsche and so on and so forth when it comes to Gore. I actually see more of Crowley in it. The concept of the free will. The search for who you truly are, your true nature, and then following that without compromise. And in effect, that is what freedom is. It is being completely true to yourself and following that without compromise. That doesn't mean that you don't ever compromise with someone. I mean, you are roommate with someone, of course you make compromises. I'm saying with that, compromising when it comes to yourself. But a slave has given up that freedom, and as such, a slave has no right to judge in any way, shape, or form, including macroscopically and microcosmically. I mean, whatever or not somebody is actually Gorean. I mean, me and my companion had this problem over calling me at one point. There was this little snot of a slave who tended to, yes, oh no, no, she didn't recognize us as Koreans, so of course he didn't serve any respect. I mean, if it was just been that she said, no, no, I don't want to give you any respect, I don't like you. Sure, she would have been a rude slave, but I don't care. But when she comes to that, I just write her off and her master off as just not having gotten it. Because basically, to be able to judge what other people do with their freedom, you have to yourself be free. Otherwise, it would be like somebody who is blind, has been blind from birth, tries to educate somebody on what the color green is. So yeah, But for those that identify as free, I do feel that one has every right to say that somebody doesn't fit and your definition of being Gorean and isn't your care. It's like, I mean, I don't have any problem with people role playing. I do have a problem with when somebody in their only exposure to the Gorean lifestyle, or any Gorean thought, is that they role play it on Second Life. I do not consider such a person a Gorean. Because, I mean, it's the same as I play Vampire the Masquerade all the time. It doesn't make me a member of the Camarilla, which is an organization within that role-playing game, and I mean, I play Dungeons and Dragons. It doesn't have anything to do with me being a pagan witch. It's, yeah. I've made these rants before, so I'm not gonna get into it. I don't recognize somebody who's only role-playing as being Gorean. However, that is what I microcosmically feel. That they are not my peers as a Gorean free person. However, when it comes to, for example, at large, they have as much right as I do to claim that word. I don't have the right to judge them on that. I only have the right to say that for me. I don't recognize them as such. Not that they universally are not Goreans. So yeah, that is my 2 cents in that debate. I feel that in very few topics, somebody has the right to make an all-composing judgment. But you can judge what you yourself feel fit within your definition. So yeah, I hope you have a great day. Blessed be.